morning. It is probably the sunniest day I've had in about a week, and I am getting up early to go ahead and stream some city skylines, because if I don't, I'm not going to have time today. So bless all of you, because I would not normally be awake this early. I'm just kidding, but I mean, I wouldn't be awake this early, but you know what I'm trying to say. Y'all are lucky. If you remember last time in Dry Creek, we were in the process of building out kind of Granny's huge farming district, right? I made the mistake of thinking that we'd be able to do kit acres in the... Oh yeah, those are because these are props technically. That we'd be able to do kit acres in the small amount of time that I had set aside. And that's just not true. Because we had to up our population in order to have enough people to work here. And it's just kind of been a long process. So today, my goal, because I need to be off in an hour and 40 minutes. So we're going to make this a quick stream. Okay, quick. I'm not going to goof off. I'm going to be nose to the grindstone. So we're going to do as much farming as we can get done. But I think I want to start with building out this high school. Because we really need to get this high school done so that our Sims can continue to get educated. Now, I have missed some detailing and some other things kind of going around in here. But you know what? Sometimes it is what it is. Maybe I will do a detailing stream on Discord. Would you guys like that? You could join my Discord. City of Friends, No Mercy, you're in both chats. If in Twitch, you can just do !Discord and it should appear. And then on YouTube, if you could just paste the Discord link, it's also down in the description. But yeah, you could join my Discord. I'm there with a couple great creators, including Joy Builds Cities. I'm in there with Flyvox and Gigaboa, and then Cities by Steven and Thunder are just kind of, there to the best of their ability. But we're all there in that Discord. Come and hang out with us, and there's some other great creators in there as well. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. Beverages of the day. I already had a bowl of cereal, but we got iced coffee because hot coffee would not last nearly long enough. And then I got my nice little water ready. So we're going to stay hydrated. We're going to stay caffeinated. And we're going to get started in this high school. So the first thing, let's go ahead and figure out which high school building we want. Someone's in a good mood today. I can be in a bad mood if you want. You want me to be in a bad mood, Chris? I'll just be a little bitch. Institute of Creative Art. So let's figure out what kind of high school we want here. I don't really want this one. I think it doesn't really quite fit in. Chris says nah. That's a public library. So we have I'm gonna hit play so we can get somewhere running. So we have a high capacity high school, which we can do is like kind of like the big chunky one. We also have, for some reason, this like 6-story high school. Not necessarily the height of it, but this is more traditional to the high schools I'm used to. We also can do... I don't think we have it unlocked. It's university. Okay. So we got that one. We also have... community school, countryside elementary school. I don't really want to do a countryside high school because we have more than 250 students that really need to be done going to high school. So I think we really can do kind of this building for the Africa. Or we can do that one, or this was the other one I was looking for. So we got the American, kind of the more Americanized high school, the more European high school, or the African high school. What are kind of your thoughts about what you would like to see here? So we have this space. Also, good morning, Josh. Josh says, I like the view of the neighborhood. Me too, man. It's kind of coming along. The only thing I don't like is because these are technically props. When you use them out far enough, they pop away. But that's okay. Not a big deal. But yeah, as I kind of said before people got on, is I'm up quote unquote early compared to when I would normally get up on a weekend. I couldn't sleep. Spent like an hour trying to go back to bed and just could not for the life of me fall back asleep. So I decided just to get up instead. Made myself some iced coffee. And I want to use 3x2. And decided I was going to stream this morning. Put those in there so we don't get those gross, really tall buildings. Oh, don't like that there's two of these next to each other. Delete. Have you ever thought of making neighborhood with small roundabout roads just for fun? Like that the neighborhood exists on a roundabout, or that like the roundabout forms cul-de-sacs? I'd be totally down to do a neighborhood on a roundabout somewhere during this build. I think that'd be hilarious. Okay, so it doesn't seem like you guys really have an opinion on the high school. So, I mean, that's going to take up a ton of room. This is going to take up less room. Let's take a peek at the size of the field. So, like, there's a baseball field. We've got a football stadium. Got two different ones that we can choose from. Put a baseball field, at least one. Of course, got to put parking because it's a high school. We also have another baseball field there. A lot of the times, at least at American high schools, the football and the soccer field are the same. So I would not necessarily put a second soccer field in here. Yeah, so basically they would just like change the markings. And they would be the same. So I would probably, we don't have really cricket at high schools. So I love some of these park assets though. Like these are absolutely beautiful for the sports venues. Small soccer field. So I'm gonna put like two baseball fields, a football field, some parking. No mercy. I like the aesthetic of the large European high school. No, Josh, you don't have to drop the topic. Are you in our Discord? If so, drop like a picture if you have one. If not, I mean, again, I don't think I would do it like right here where I'm at, but I'm not opposed to doing, like, I'm not opposed to giving it a shot. I think it'd be hilarious and just like to see what it would look like. Okay, so European high school is no mercy's vote. So we're going to take, again, oh shoot, I forgot to download the 1U roads. No mercy, can you make a note for me to do that later so I don't forget? Just like note it in my Discord channel. Shoot. Alright, so we're just going to go full force large road, and we'll probably have to shrink it down a little bit. So I'm going to do... We're going to switch over to parking lots here. Again, I don't even have the service road, but we're just going to do it anyway. So I'm going to pull this in. Pull this way. Actually, I could just make that a one-way road. Woo! There's your curved road. Because I'll eventually want to switch this to like a smaller road. Okay, so then we're going to build a parking lot off of it. And a significant portion of this is just going to be freaking parking. Because high schoolers... No zoning. See, I don't like the ones that don't have zoning. No zoning. No zoning. No zoning. No zoning. Okay, so I'm going to have to do... I don't understand why it doesn't have zoning. Nope, the snow is starting to break on our roof because it's sunny. Already done. Thank you. Also, for those who aren't aware, I am simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube. So if you're on one and you don't see the chat that I'm responding to, A, I'm sorry I did not make it known that it was on the other one. But B, that's because they are on the other stream. No, you are not crazy. Do not worry. Okay, so here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do... It's not zoned, and I don't like that. So I can kind of do two things. I can make it so that way 6 parking rows. Let's see. Space already occupied? No shit. All right. So let's give this a shot. Okay, so I don't want it like that. I'm trying to figure out, because it's not zonable, but I want it so it's zonable. So I'm thinking I'm going to need to basically like create a road on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's not snapping at all. What's turned off here? No snapping. I wish I could like, I'll have to figure that out. Alright, so let's just do one big... Let's see... Okay, so basically what I'm going to do to make sure I have zoning is I'm going to take kind of this parking lot and run that around the outside. Like that. And I'm going to take the big one. Sir, that's not even at all, sir. We're just gonna kind of fudge it. There we go. So this will give us some parking on the outside, and it'll also give us a zonable area right here. And the fact that these zones are a little messed up, it'll be okay. That'll at least look a little better. Alright. I'm glad you guys are chit-chatting about No Mercy's build. We love a good city. Alright. Cool. Let's stick some... Oops. Parking spots down here. Interesting. Is this not level? Am I once again running into the issue? Nope, that's totally level. Just kidding. Not completely level. So we got our terrain. And I think, yeah, because this really needs to be level in order to have. Oh, jeez. It's really not what I wanted. Okay, what if we were to drop these down to... like that height? There, I think that's much better. It does still raise it up a little bit. If anything, I can take these. More back down to where they were. It's kind of one of those where, like, it looked good enough. I didn't think about it. Oh, yeah, now those are kind of fucked up. Oh, pardon my French. Those are kind of messed up. Alright. So at least those came back. Yeah, grade's not great in, but I'd like to be able to put parking spaces. And if it's not at a perfect angle, it tends to not work. It is a significant slope. It is... It's only 5%. 5.8%. It's not terrible to make sure that this is flat. It is what it is. I guess I made the poor assumption of thinking that this was... Because, like, this is lower. I'm very confused on kind of what happened here. I guess this is flat here. For some reason... Oh! Busy town. Oh, man. We got a lot of stuff. Workers' union. More interchanges. Lot of... Means I unlocked a lot more transit, I think. Police headquarters, garden, fire station, power plant, hospitals, ski rental, skate parks, lots of different parks, weather radars. Okay, I got more buses. Got a lot of great stuff. Okay, cool. I think I made the mistake of just, like, assuming it was flat, and for some reason, this one chunk right here is just not at the same height as everything else, and you can kind of see it with, like, the way that it's... I think it's, like, it was supposed to be flat, and then somehow I end up with it not being flat. I don't know. It is what it is. We're just gonna play with it. It's 5%. All right. I wish these were facing the other way. Put some of these in, and some of these. And some of these. You guys always get on my case about having a square corner. Ooh, yeah, that note is a little funky. We're gonna do the best we can. I think it's just at 6. Yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of do the best we can here. square enough. Okay, so we have some parking. Let's get this parking done. Again, I'll have to flatten that out. That's frustrating. So this tells me that this is this guy. There we go. Okay. I also, so Josh and No Mercy are talking about kind of where to put industrial areas. I also like mine on the other side of the main freeway when I first get started. I think it just fits kind of better for what I want. Ah, yes. Normal high school student just driving directly across to park. Okay. So we got parking there. Let's do... I don't know why I keep clicking on that. Let's do one more set of parking on this side. I actually want to turn this around. So that's facing the way that I don't want it. There we go. I'll have to fix that a little bit. I don't really like that. So we're just going to do that and then reset this node here. About close to squares, we're going to get it without really, really messing it up. Again, with the, I don't understand why this is not flat when I put it in, even though it should be, so we're just... Alright, 2 and 3 and... Kind of wish I didn't put that last one there, but it's going to be really hard for me to delete that one. So we're just going to leave it. All right, we have our high school parking lot at a very, very nice steep slope. So I'm going to... lift that up just by a little bit to hopefully alleviate some of that. And we'll come back and we'll decorate this up later. Alright, so we really liked the European style high school. I think I made the parking lot a little too big, so we're going to have to shrink that down. Because I want to be able to stick the... I want to be able to stick the fields in here, so we'll see how we can do that. Alright, so then I'm actually going to anarchy over this little part of the high school. I know I have a bike. Electric car charging. So we can kind of stick kind of a bike plaza off to this one side here. Like a cool space for the students to hang out. Can't wait to start playing Subway Builders soon. It will replace City Skylines for me as I'm retired from the game in 2025. Hey, more power to you, man. I don't know anything about Subway Simulator. I'm not sure if I'd like it. I'm not sure if I'd hate it. But hey, if it's really cool, then, you know, I think that's really awesome for people who want to play that game. I'm assuming is it like just building public transit? Like, what does it kind of look like from that perspective? Because if it's just transit like that, doesn't that super interest me pretty heavily? My favorite elementary school was the one from Heart of Korea. Africa in miniature. Yeah, we looked at the Africa in miniature one, Sigma, and definitely considered it. But this was just kind of one that we went with because it fits it's not too many stories. Like, that was kind of the issue that I was having, was the American one was really tall. Alright, so let's first just try and get these. So the football stadium, I think it can still fit. The problem will be the baseball field. Building must be placed for a side. Okay, so if we stick that one there. I'm really having issues with the gradient here. Because, like, it shows it's relatively flat. Really not nearly as flat as I thought it was. Like, it's super funky because, like, somehow this whole thing ended up recessed. It's kind of weird. So let's go ahead and just set the high school to that size. Oh my god, look at everyone going to the high school. That's pretty cool. Oh man, it's already full. The high school's already full. That's kind of ridiculous. That's pretty cool, though. That's kind of why I like the consolidated high school asset pack, because I could create larger high schools. Alright, so we're going to kind of force recess this down, like, at least right now. I might drop these roads a little bit for some reason. Right around this high school. I don't know. We'll kind of see what happens here. Let's put the baseball field in there. So it's like I have the high school baseball stadium, but my other option is to use the one that comes with the game. Not with the game, but with one of the packs I have. But it's not really, like, I wouldn't, that's just too big. Yeah, we're just going to do the high school one. I think that's fine. I like the bleachers. It's hilarious that it's just, like, floating. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. What the heck? Okay, there we go. That's just really like a deep drop down there, but we're just gonna hand wave that. Oh no, water and electricity. Alright, so if we learned anything is that we can't use a water intake. because it just absolutely and utterly dries everything up. I wonder if even if we put it here, if it would. Let's see. Yep, dried it right up. So we're pretty much just gonna have to do, 'cause none of this is deep enough. What? Something weird going on. Look at that. It's like all. Okay, so we're gonna have to put another water tower. Eventually we'll get the large one, but yeah, we don't have the ability to really put a pumping station anywhere. But I'll put another water tower kind of here, and that should help. And then looking at our electricity, I'm waiting to get a little bit more efficient. So geothermal power output 80 kilowatt or megawatts, 120 for oil, advanced coal. All right, let's move on. Let's start moving on to geothermal then. Ah, yes, just right into the water. Let's take an industry road. And put some geothermal right there. Alright. Let's see what is going on in chat. At least baseball isn't too affected by having to play uphill. I guess we need another high school. Yeah, that's how it feels, right? Like, oh my goodness. You'd wide bushes or trees to hide the change in elevation. I will definitely do that. No Mercy says, ain't nothing some vegetation can't fix. And then more Subway Builder. Again, is Subway Builder specifically like public transit, or is it a lot closer to this? Like, I need some. Oh, dang it. Alright, so that's kind of the negative of this particular high school, is it takes up man. Because I definitely put too much parking here. I don't want to remedy that. I'll fix that issue in a minute. I just want to see if I can fit all my assets. Okay, there we go. So I'll smooth kind of some of this out, but we were able to fit football field with track and field. I would also assume that soccer would kind of be involved in that. And then baseball. And then if done properly, it can actually connect directly to the high school, which will be super nice. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my eyes are itchy. This high school is just already so full, man. Alright, let's see what we can do here with some of this. Okay, and so then what if we did... Because this is kind of at the street height, which is fine. So what if I moved... I want that down at...
I didn't mean what I told you, but you took it to heart. Wish I could take it back to get a new start. I apologize at least 100 times. You never heard my perspective or took my advice. But I put all the problems in a pot, then I stirred.
That's just so funky, man. Oh, it's because this is not necessarily terrain conforming. So if I bring the terrain up... Okay. Okay, I can do that. But also as a person who played baseball and softball, not having fencing along the field is just not correct. That's so funny that it's just like it ends instead of coming all the way down the sides. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, so now we've kind of built this high school. We have plenty of parking. I futzed with some of the sewer. Do I have a bigger water inland treatment plant at this point? So this is 60,000 per week. That's 120,000 per week. Okay, we'll have to put another one. I don't think I can put two here. Let's... Yeah, this kind of looks like a whole plant now. So we'll put some fencing around here really quick to just kind of make it feel like all one complex. Perfect. Beautiful. Alright, that should fix that. Oh my gosh, yeah, this high school just like, it fits in perfectly. Like, look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and connect it with some pathways and we'll... Again, I'm not going to decorate super hard because I really want to bump this industry up. But I will definitely do like a decorating stream on Discord. Random question from Josh. Am I happy softball has gained popularity and on TV? Absolutely. I was a huge... So I played baseball for quite a while when I was younger. Because that was all that we really knew, right? It was like, you know, all my friends played baseball and... I wanted to play baseball. So I played baseball. I didn't play softball. And then I got to, I don't know, I was like 11 and I started playing softball for the first time. And, oh, this is where they enter. Okay. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. And I played for another 10 or 11 years. And then I did get kind of hurt when I was a senior in high school, so my college career kind of went nowhere. So, and I didn't want to like just go to a community college to play. Like I really wanted to go to university. So I decided to kind of give up playing and just went to university. I did coach for a little bit. I also played co-ed softball, and then I played kind of club sports for my university. And so now that it's kind of on TV, I'm really enjoying it. I think that like college softball really has had its light for probably about 5 to 10 years, in my opinion. Like college softball has been a huge thing on television. And I think that now professional softball kind of having its place is really, really cool. I enjoy, it's so funny because I'll watch professional softball and it's like, oh my gosh, that is such a softball team name. Like, you know, you'd never have a boys team called like the Redheaded Renegades or something, you know, like that's just not a baseball team name. And I think that that's just been kind of a cool thing to see. Like I was out at a restaurant and they actually had it on the television at the bar. And that was just like kind of so rewarding. Okay, so what I kind of done here is I went through and I laid some path work. So like everything in a high school is kind of interconnected, right? So I want, oh my gosh, it's like ants. Look at them all. So I want students to be able to like come onto campus, go to school, walk out of their school and go watch their sporting events, right? So they could park over here and go watch it. In reality, I would have actually put another lot. So like when I was in high school, our school was connected, like let's say on this side, and our football stadium would have been connected here. And so that same parking lot was used kind of for both. Or there was 2 parking lots, I guess. It would have been better. There would have been one here and kind of one over here. And then it would have been connected. So what I've done is I've created kind of this pathing network where they can park and they can walk. And then you can actually walk between all the sports. So minus that, you would be able to walk from around all sides of the sporting arena or the sporting area. So you could get from one side to the other when you enter. Typically it's paid admission, so you would have fencing, but I'm not going to do that. That's kind of what this ticket booth is. And so then you could walk here, and then you have a baseball. So like in a perfect world, my high schools would have taken up a ton more room, right? Because you'd have a JV and a varsity baseball field, and a JV and a varsity softball field, and you would have had a football field, and you would have had a practice field, and it's just like would have been a lot more space. But we don't have that kind of space. So just really quick, I know I'm not decorating, but I want to throw up a couple trees to kind of help block this view. So there's a backstop of kind of trees behind the baseball field. To kind of add a little bit of just like distraction avoidance. So when you're kind of here, you kind of end up with trees as a backstop. I don't really have a ton of room right here, but let's see what I can do. Because you don't necessarily want them hanging over like that is. So we'll kind of delete that one. So we'll kind of call that good enough. And then we'll stick ye old billboards. I gotta fix this shadow problem. But if I, you know, you always have companies that sponsor, and they're kind of on the outfield wall. So they would be like hanging over, not necessarily on, like I have to put them here. And then interesting. Is that one like backlit? Is that why it's showing up? Huh. Whatever. The interesting thing is there's like no scoreboard. There's no, I feel like this kind of stadium is missing a lot of things, but I'm just going to leave it. It's a tiny high school, whatever. And then I'll come back and I'll decorate this up in a different stream. Like I said, probably on Discord. All right, so let's move back. No Mercy, can you take care of the Twitch bot? I don't want cheap viewers. No Mercy, are you telling us your tiny 6,000 population town is not getting a college football stadium with 120,000 seats? Have you met American small towns? Oh, thanks, No Mercy. I saw you message Joy back that I'll be done basically right when she's starting. So let's go ahead and kind of kick back over to here. I do have, looks like just a baby amount of garbage problems. Also, this build just makes me so happy. Oh my gosh, our buses are busy. Let's see what's going on with our buses. So if you remember, we have the industry line. So this line is pretty empty. I guess I don't really need 4 vehicles on it if it's that empty. Beep. But then let's check our other industry line. Okay, so this one's, whoa, this one's popping. So I bet you if I put my commuter on, they're probably not actually going to the industry, right? They're going around the outside of Rivervale. So we'll have to fix that another time, but I'm gonna bump this to 7 vehicles, and that should help eliminate some of the millions of people waiting for the bus. All right. As the next head coach, Raid Kitty is the next head coach for University of Oklahoma softball team. Thank you for sharing with us your life experiences. You're welcome, Josh. College softball was everything. I did a lot of coaching club softball. And I miss it so much, but I work in sports now. That's my full-time job. This is not my full-time job. And I love it. I would not give up working in sports right now in my life. It takes a lot out of me. It's very exhausting. I work ridiculously long hours, and you will start to see that very, very, very soon. However, I would not change it. So let's keep going with this guy's farm. So we have cows, piggies. So it's making a lot of animal products, crops. So it's also making animal products. We have a cattle shed, which is turning crops into animal products, and we have a barn that's holding crops. And a grain silo that's holding crops. So let's kick it down. Let's look at this farming industry here. The other thing I might actually do as well, because you kind of end up with this in the farm. There's not really a whole lot of places to put like fake animal pastures and things. Like, what if I were to use some of these like farming, actual like farming industry? Come on, pop up. Do something. That should give me animals, right? I mean, I could build fake pastures. Like, I'm not really worried about that. I would like to have, because I don't think I just have like a cow stand-in, do I? I do. Oh, it's cow markers. All cows spawn on the map. I wish I just had cow stand-ins. But this left, right, this farming, kind of left, right. I don't know, man. I don't know how to fill up the space a lot better, because fields are a huge one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add some fields to fill up this area. I think we're going to go across. Trying to think how I want to fill up this area. Okay, I think that's okay. That's an interesting layout. All right, so then let's take mud road, and we're gonna go like that. Because this is not, these mud roads are not necessarily gonna do anything, right? They're just gonna kind of be that break up between the fields. So cows eat corn, I think. I mean, cows, I don't know, cows eat wheat. What do cows actually eat? I sound like a freaking idiot. Cow food. It should be like corn. Pasture grasses, hay, alfalfa, or corn. Okay, I was right. Corn. Corn. So let's put some cornfields in here. Baby. Oh my gosh, look how practically perfect that was. I'm a little at an angle, so let's fix that here. Oh, beautiful. Oh my gosh, I have so many stories, guys, that I'm willing to talk about. Ask me a topic, and I'll try and talk about it. Like Josh. There was one time that here's a good one. So I used to travel a lot for softball. Like, my team was pretty good. Like, we didn't win a lot of tournaments, but in general, we had a lot of talent on our teams. So we traveled all over the country and went to tournaments and really just in general had a lot of fun. And I was at a tournament where I was performing super well. I had coaches looking at me. I had it was probably the best tournament I'd ever played in my entire life. And we were playing at a brand new field. Okay. And a lot of times with these tournaments, you don't necessarily have like professional groundskeepers. You have like one or two groundskeepers that really like keep the grounds settled for your main, like they kind of oversee everything, and then they hire, young kids. Sometimes they're the local high school baseball team. Sometimes they're just, boys that want, typically boys, but girls do, but boys that want a little bit of money in their summer. So we're at this tournament and we're headed over to the field that we're supposed to be getting ready to play on. And the sprinklers kick on. And for anyone who's ever played baseball, softball, any sport that really has dirt, is you need the dirt to kind of water down the dust so you don't end up with a ton of dust. However, you don't want a lot of water because it'll make the dirt too soft. Well, the sprinkler wasn't shutting off, and it wasn't shutting off, and it wasn't shutting off, and it wasn't shutting off, and the field starts to flood. And none of these high school age boys can figure out how to turn off the sprinkler. And so the dads start stepping up. Well, they can't figure out how to turn off the sprinkler. And they're like trying to find their head's groundskeeper, and they can't find him. And they can't find him, and they finally find their head groundskeeper. He comes running out there, and he turns off the sprinkler, and he tells the boys to start getting rid of the water, spread it out. We'll get some, there's like field drying agent, because at this point, we're likely, like, our games are going to get pushed back. It was kind of a whole thing. These boys bring out chalk. Okay, so the chalk that you mark... Oh, I finally got the slaughterhouse. Like, the chalk that you mark the field with, that you put in, like... Oh, my God. That you put in the... in the little machine that you walk with, and you, like, push it along, and mark the lines. They start dumping chalk all over the field. And they're using that to try and sop up the water. Chalk is not really absorbent. And they're pushing this white powdered chalk into this water and this mud and are creating literally the hardest surface I've ever stepped on in my entire life. And the groundskeeper comes back and he just starts yelling at them. mind you, it's his fault for telling a bunch of high school boys to basically just figure it out and dry it off. So that entire field was shut down for the remainder of the tournament because it just like was not possible to play on that field. And so all the games for the rest of the tournament got like kind of messed up. And it's just like one of those memories that like stick in my head because it's like, what do you mean you decided that chalk was the best way to absorb? There's literally like stuff that you can put on a field to get to absorb water more efficiently. So close to workers. It just was so funny. Okay, this guy says it's too loud. Is it from... Probably from this guy. This guy is probably super noisy. Alright, so I'm going to try and put up some tree barriers here to bring down that noise a little bit. So I'm actually going to take a lot of this area and fill it with trees instead of more crops, because I think that might help. So which tree was this? What's up, Bjorn? You just missed my fantastic... I've been telling some softball stories. I'm trying to figure out what tree that was here. But yeah, so like that whole tournament was just kind of messed up because these high school boys dumped... Oh, that's one of these ones. Okay. Because these high school boys dumped chalk on a field instead of like actual absorbent materials. And then we're going to end in about 40 minutes. And then I'm going to send you guys on over to Joy's stream. Because I have to go to the gym. And by go to the gym, I mean I'm going to go watch people at the gym. And I'm going to not be at the gym because I still have a broken foot. Josh, like the mean cocky chants from the benches and they get silenced as the game reverses. Absolutely. That was like the best part. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're... Because of the water tower. No? Well, maybe. None of the other ones are complaining. So I honestly think it's from this guy. So I'm going to try and put some more trees in there. I'm trying to think of some really good, like, super cocky chants that we used to have. But those were always fun. And that was like... It was kind of this really weird... As you got older... It's like a curve. So when you were really young, you did a lot of them. And then as you got older, you did less. And then as you got even older, you did more again. So like when I was in high school, it wasn't cool to do chants. You didn't do chants. You actually... Like, no. That's for young children. And then we got to like... our senior year and into college, and it was like, oh no, okay, we're still doing chants. Even as like an adult in my rec league, because I played in a co-ed rec league for a couple years, even in there we did chants. Still have that broken foot. How long does it take to heal? I'm actually going to be out of my boot on Monday. So I'll be done on Monday and I'll be able to walk without it. And then, in 2 more weeks, I'll be cleared completely. So I have about another 2 weeks or so until I'm completely clear. Okay, so I still have noise pollution. That didn't really help. So I wonder... Oh no, it's gone now. Alright, they just went to the doctor. Okay, so let's stick some vegetables in this area here to kind of round out this area. Because I'll put some more pastures at a different farm. put some nice veggies. That's kind of the one issue with the veggies. I can't really overlap them because they definitely look different. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm trying to think if I have any other fun softball stories. I played 10 games in 2 days one time and was freaking exhausted. Awesome. Glad the boot is finally coming off. Yes, yes, yes. Me too. What are you guys complaining about here? Not enough crops. Okay, so that tells me... Okay, but I have tons of crops in holding here. But that's okay. I'm also going to put another grain silo. Ooh, I have a larger barn. That's right. I got the larger barn. So I'll put the larger barn here. So this guy should be facing this field. So, okay. So we're doing okay right here. But yeah, so even when my boot comes off, I still can't do a whole lot at my gym. Because my gym, I do rock climbing. That's my exercise of choice. At least right now. And I'm not allowed to really put that much weight on my foot. So. Alright, so this area is almost completely filled out. So let's put... What can I put right here? I'm going to put just like a little bit of actual farming industry, I think, right there. Oh, that ended up backwards, but that's okay. I guess. Good enough. So now we've kind of filled this in with just a little bit of actual farming industry, minus the fact that this one is kind of not. There. So our population demand is down, our commercial and our industry or office is going up. I think we have all of this area. We're really just waiting for that level 5 so I can get some larger fields in here. And we are getting darn close. So I still need some more... I still need some more space for workers, but that's okay. Man, that high school is still full. Really quickly, let's take a look at our city ordinances. So that one's only for university. Recycle plastic. Check us under 25 efficiency. Okay, this only costs an extra 100 simoleons per recycling center per week. We have 1 right now, so let's go ahead and check that one on. City planning. No rebuilding. Filter industrial waste. I want to turn that one on. And then boost connections. Outside connections. The area can handle more vehicles carrying tourists. Not quite ready for that one yet. I think my happiness is okay. Oh, yeah, my happiness is fine. All right, we'll leave that as is. You missed me building the high school and sports fields. Yes, but we're going to go back sometime over Discord in the next day or two and decorate this area up. So I think we're going to build an even better high school later, Geezer. Because I'm not 100% happy with this one, but I'll do a quick walkthrough. Then I'm actually going to use the restroom really quick, and I'll be right back. But basically, we're at a weird angle with this high school. So we have a nice big parking lot. We went with the European style. And then I actually added this nice football field here. Nice, super interconnected with the whole high school. And then we also have one baseball field with some nice backing here. And I added a couple, you can't really see all of them, but I added like some billboards in the outfield. Yeah. So we're going to come back and we're going to decorate this probably on Discord later. But we're trying to get this up to level 5 before I have to leave in about half an hour. Okay, so I think that this person's farming area is done. So let's take a fence. Not nature reserve, farm. Okay. And we're just going to mark their area here. We want people to know that this is theirs. Sure. Some buildings will need to drive through the fencing, I guess, based on what I just did for that guy. But they will survive. I'm doing the best I can. All right, let's go down here. Boop. Leave that area to drive there. There we go. So now we have a nice secondary farming. So we have two kind of houses. We have the old granny's house and all of her kind of workers here with some barracks. And then we have this one. I actually forgot to put any workers barracks here, but that's okay. Really quick, I'm going to step away and use the restroom. So take this 5 minutes or less to stretch, get a drink, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Get a sippy sip of some coffee. Let's get back to building out this industry. So I'm still missing kind of large fields. I'm still missing large animal pastures, large grain silo. But we will keep going with some of the medium stuff that we have. So let's break up this kind of perfect grid a little bit, going straight across, and let's make 2 smaller farms. What do you feel about that? I think it'll be fun. Do 2 smaller farms. We'll do one there, one across that way. So then this farm right here is going to be owned by the people who live there. So let's put... So I can't put another main farm building, but I can put... Let's put a little road here. And we kind of determined that we like the countryside. Countryside houses. So let me get a nice big one for a farm. I'll put some other ones in here. Oh, that's baby. Alright, so we have some houses there. Again, we'll come through and we'll decorate more of this out later. I want to add a fence, though. All the way across. What have I been doing in the front there? Not a whole lot. Okay. But I will do a little bit. So we're going to go whomp. Not gonna detail proceeds to actively detail. Alright, so I've talked about this before of wanting to make sure that not everything is on the exact same line. So let's go ahead and get started with we'll do, so we did mostly fruit on this one with some crops. So let's do mostly crops here. Okay. So seeing how deep that goes, I'm going to actually run along the back side a small dirt road all the way across. So that way I can kind of go back and forth here a little bit. So that way we end up with a nice break, and then these two can kind of go there. So it breaks up what it looks like a little bit. Woo, that's a park. And then we'll put that one on this guy. And then we'll stick one small, because medium's too big here. Alright, so let's go through and figure out what these... Ooh, level 5! Beautiful. Perfect. Level 5 is exciting. We've reached level 5. Let's do cotton. Cotton. I guess cotton and cotton. Kind of make them a cotton-only area right here. And then we'll use our... Get some more tiny cotton field. Ooh, not corn, cotton. and fill up the rest of the space here. A little bit extra cotton. And then I would love to fill out this space with cotton, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, I forgot I have like these XXL fields too. Ooh, these function as industry as well. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Okay, we'll have to get that going on some of these back ones to really fill out that space, yeah? Okay, so this like tiny little farm right here, their whole focus is just cotton. Their whole focus. Oop. Nice, we reached level 5. I'm super thrilled about that. Oh, nope, didn't want to do that. So actually, I might have enough room to put a whole nother medium one here. Yeah, I do. Alright, so again, having it on this other side will help spread out where they're going. And then I'll just stick a dirt path. Speaking of softball, some of my softball friends just texted me. I texted them this morning. Just to say hey. Alright, so that's looking good there. Super happy. I am actually going to kind of move this. And we'll stick some workers' barracks. Apparently I need to not have done what I did, but that's okay. So stick some workers' barracks there. And then we'll fill it out. Let's see, I do need a silo. I have a large one now. So I'll put the large silo there. And just to give our workers a little bit of space to go do something, this farmer will have put a couple basketball courts out for their staff. And we'll come through and we'll put some trees and some other items along in here. But again, right now, I'm just kind of cruising to try and get a little bit more of the industry done. Where's our police stations? We have 2 police stations right now. We have 1 healthcare facility. We should probably add a second. Actually, let's go ahead and add a second. So I feel like with a population of like 6,000, 7,000, I don't think that a hospital would be out of place. The question is, do I want that big of a hospital? Is there really a smaller hospital that I can use? Definitely put a plastic surgery center. So I mean, I feel like, I don't know, what do you think? Like, we have this hospital here, which is the general hospital out of like the Japan pack. This is just too big, and that's kind of too funky. So I don't know. I think that this hospital, to add a second medical to this area is not a bad idea. And it's, I'm gonna flip it around. I'm gonna flip it around with move it. I think it fits okay. In this area, I don't think it's too tall. It looks good. Training the next goat on the court. Yes. Definitely the next goat and not the next goat. All right, so we have one more little area I kind of want to fill up here. So let's take... It's going to be more like a public area over here. Let's see. So with this one, we're actually going to make a tiny little, like roadway here. So this is where the main houses are going to be for the farm. Bum, bum, bum. Almost like a little complex for them here. And these people will work on the farm. Or just a couple trees. Perfect. Alright, so then the rest of this area is going to be their farm. So let's take large fruit fields. Oh my god, it's perfect! Oh, that is satisfying. I think it looks a little weird for it to be greenhouses. So let's change it to pears. Because the pears are just beautiful and green. And then following my rule, I am going to flip this around. And I'm actually going to also move it over. There we go. Like, that is as if I planned it. I mean, exactly how I planned it. And then I can fit... See, I can fit a medium. I'm going to fit a small... And we'll also make these pairs. Now let's go ahead and we're going to take another storage. I don't think the large will fit. I can also put a small barn there. Let's put a barn. What does this say? Not enough buyers for products. Okay, that means I need another storage facility for animal products. Which is fine. Let's take some pear trees. And fill out this area a little bit more to make it all seem like one field. And then we'll put one more grain silo there. Which actually, in my opinion, a grain silo doesn't really make sense on a fruit plantation. Fruit farm. So let's take pear tree again. And we'll just fill this in. This playlist I got going on today is hitting. It slaps. There we go. Alright, so we have a nice little fruit farm. Joy scheduled her stream starting in 14 minutes. Perfect! Alright. Wow, that one's busy because they're all dropping stuff off here. Again, this is why it's important to have multiple areas, right? Because then you end up with like this mess. Real quick look at traffic. 87. Alright, so we see here, this is a really rough. A, there shouldn't be parking here. That's ticking me off. Who parks right there? Alright, so this tells me that we're going to need to... Why don't we add another way onto the freeway while we have another maybe 13 minutes? What do you think? Basically, for the last 13 minutes, I can detail, I can add another freeway interchange, or I could speed run a farm. You guys get to pick, because I'm getting off in 13 minutes. Speed run a farm, build another interchange, or detail. So we got detail, we got farm, we got interchange. Oh my god, you guys are ridiculous. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna do 5 minutes of each. Okay, 5 minutes of each. Starting with the interchange. And it's not really an interchange. I'm basically going to do the exact same thing I did over there. But I think I'm going to go under. So let's pause. I'm going to take the highway. Bomb. 3-lane highway right there. I'm going to raise it up. I totally am upgrading to this type. You have no ability to tell me otherwise. And then going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to take a 4-lane road. We're going to drop it down. I will fix the elevation in a hot second. Okay. So now... we're going to raise its elevation until it's at a point where I think it would be good enough to not have a car get stuck. I'm going to turn that guy... oh, nope, wrong way. That one into this guy. And that one into that guy. And now I'm going to slope down from... that one to that one and slope it down into there. It's going under the bridge. All the above in 12 minutes. Yes, you did call it. All right, so now that this is there, eventually I feel like this needs to get upgraded. This one right here, this road needs to get upgraded to a 2-lane. I'm not going to do that right now, but I am going to start that process here. Okay, so I want this to be at basically that level based on, yeah. So that means that over this period of time, Perfect. 3.9%. That's beautiful for trucks. I don't see any issues with that. And I'll just have to fix this curve later. Because sometimes you're just going to be good enough when you have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Alright, so now... we got a bridge there. We're going to just make... I don't know that I want them on the highway. I think I probably do, yeah? Oh, shoot, I don't know how to... I don't know how to make that an actual interchange, though. Go up and under, so that would mean that... get on and off the highway... Again, good enough for now. I think I would want it dumping, that one dumping into that intersection. Good enough for government work, isn't it, folks? Good enough for government work. We'll figure that one out later. So we got off and on. Alright, that was timer 1. Really quick, we're going to... oh my god, I don't know what to do with that one. Maybe rushing this was a mistake. Yeah, we're just gonna... what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna allow it to go... we're just gonna make an underpass for now. That'll help a secondary path into the actual area. I think that that is more than enough to have done in that time period. I think that's good. Delete some of these trees. So that'll at least give a secondary way into this area, which should alleviate some traffic. We will make it then a second highway in a little bit. And then I'm going to do another 5 minutes. And we are going to detail up the high school. Alright, so we're going to add, as always, the only large statue in the game, it feels like. Okay, it's not allowing me to upgrade that, so that's okay. Yep, under 5 minutes. Yep, as soon as Joy's getting ready to start, I'm getting off. Giving it all to her. I don't want to upgrade to that type. Yep, so we're not going to do the more of the farming. We're just going to do the... we're just going to do this. I got 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Hate that I can't put that there because there's a road there. I wish I could, like, lock the road. These are all too big. All right, so we have a nice little area right there. So let's go ahead. And in this area, add some little bit of trees there. Kind of do the same thing over here. I am going to, however, we are missing. I want to give it kind of a very similar vibe with the path right there. So we'll do a path. Help kind of attach everything. We'll take our trees. Let's see what else I can put in here. Those rocks are all huge. I think we'll just leave some trees there. Now we kind of have some benches there, but what else can I put? I will put more benches. No, I want to do concrete. We have 1 minute left. Oh, that would be really cute going across. So I have like a little food truck thing here that I feel like if I do it right, I can kind of put that right there so students can have like a little food truck. And I'll actually copy it and turn it around to make it a longer plaza. There we go. Hello there. You're actually catching me at the end of my stream. I'm getting ready to kick you guys over to Joy Build City's stream. She should be actually heading live in about a minute. Can I ask you something about the game? Of course you can ask me something about the game. That one does not like that it's not close enough to the road. Let me see how far I can push it. Oh, that's my timer. So if I move them both back and then add concrete and then we'll call it a day. No Mercy, can you please put Joy's link in both streams? I'm going... So you're like losing money and you're going to zero money? Wow, that was a lot, No Mercy, 4 times. So for me, the way that I ended up not losing a ton of money is I have an industry area. And the industry is super important. The other thing too is if you open this economy tab down here, make sure your taxes are at 12%. That's where they will be the most, you get the most amount of money without making them upset. And then turn things like your road budget all the way down. And don't spend too much on roads. So use your rural roads, like your dirt road, as much as possible. That'll keep your cost low. And that has really helped me be able to keep track of money. For those of you, I'm done. You're welcome. I'm done here. Head on over to Joy Build City's stream. It looks like she's in Cider River. So go ahead, head on over there. I thank you all for hanging out, and I will probably be jumping on Discord at some point, whether it's today or tomorrow, to continue on. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button. If you're on Twitch, go ahead and give me a follow so you know exactly where and when I'm live next. I'll see you all next time. Bye!